Hey everybody, how's it going out there today? Just thought I'd come at you today while I have a little bit of time to do a chat. Which, if you watched my last couple of videos, I may or may not have time to do videos in the future, so I don't know. We'll find out in probably about a week or 2 weeks how my schedule will be. But anyway, thought what I have time to do, what I can do, which I've done a lot in the past anyways, whenever I do a video, I can make 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of them, and then just schedule them to upload every few days. I don't want to just blow your feed up and load 10 videos in one day. But I can schedule them out. YouTube's got that scheduler feature, which works pretty good. So anyway, I was watching a video from Louisiana Pipe Guy 1965 the other day. It was actually yesterday, but I don't know when this video is going to hit, so I'll just say in the past. And he was talking about, it's one where his title is, I think, Pipe Rotation Number 1. Where he's going through different pipes, like one pipe a day or every video, and talking about the pipe and telling if there's a story to go with it, tell a little bit of a story. And so, can you hear those Canada geese out there? I don't know if they'd appreciate getting my 12 gauge out and dropping a couple of them here in the middle of the park, but anyway, he mentioned in that video about mail order catalogs, about how, you really don't see mail order catalogs today. It's all online, all on the internet. But mentioned like the Sears and JCPenney and Montgomery Ward's catalogs, which we had those. We ordered a ton out of there. And so, and we always called it Monkey Wards. So did any of you guys call it Monkey Wards? Or is that just something that, we nicknamed it? I don't know. But, and I grew up in a small town of, 1,200,000 to 1,500. We probably averaged 1,200 people. So you didn't have clothing stores. You didn't have appliance stores. And so we ordered out of the catalog. And you could, like he was saying in his video, you could order anything and everything out of the catalog that you wanted. Well, pretty much. I don't know if you could order a car or not, but. And so, and Montgomery Ward's, Monkey Ward's, actually had a little tiny retail shop. And too much wind in here. And they had a little tiny retail shop. And they had, maybe a blender, a few household appliances, kitchen appliances, a blender or a mixer or something like that. Maybe a set of dishes or cups or something. They didn't have very much in there because you mail order. You got the catalog, you look through the catalog, you place your order. And I remember when I was 11 years old when I got my first job. Now, I mean my first real job, not working around the house, where I actually was on a schedule, had taxes taken out of my paycheck every week. I would get home from school in the afternoon. I'd rush home, try to get my homework done so I could catch an episode of MASH. I always loved, and I still like to watch MASH. I think I've seen every single episode they've ever done, at least probably 5 times. And so, get home, get my schoolwork done, my homework done, so I could watch at least an episode of MASH, and then I was on the schedule from 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. And of course, I had to have one of my parents take me to or bring me home from work. And so, when I was 12, so I'd been working about a year and a half. I'd been working that whole time, saved up my money, didn't have anything to spend money on except candy bars or going to the arcade. Are there still arcades out there? I remember getting a roll of quarters, going to the arcade and spending several hours and playing all the arcade games. Anyway, so I'd saved up my money looking through the Monkey Ward's catalog. I saw this 22 caliber semi-automatic rifle. Had a scope on it. It was a Marlin, I believe it's a Model 60. May have been before they had the Model 60C. I don't remember off the top of my head. Tubular magazine. And I don't even remember what the price was. Had a little cheapy scope on there. So I go down to the Montgomery Ward store and order it from the guy. Pay for it. I write him a check. Yes, at 11, 12 years old, I had my own checking account. Did all my own banking and everything like that. And so wrote him a check, and he let me know. Now, this was after the Gun Control Act of 67 or 69? I should know that, but I can't remember. But those laws are still in effect today. So that's where you have to be 18 to buy a long gun. You have to be 21 to buy a handgun. Well, I was 12 years old at the time, so I could not legally purchase a long gun. He let me order it, he let me pay for it, and he just said, you know, send one of your parents down, they'll have to pick it up. And so they get a call, whatever, week and a half, 2 weeks, that my package had come in. I knew my mom was going to be driving by. I said, hey, could you stop by Montgomery Ward's? And I've got an order in. Could you pick it up for me? And she picked it up and brought it home. Now, I am sure she did not do what today is known as the yellow form. Is that I can't even remember the number off the top of my head, but because I don't do those forms anymore. And so, because I'm sure if she would have had to do that, she would have known what's in there, and she probably would have never gave me the package. I am sure of that. But she brought it home. I take it into my room, open it up, and there's my brand new gun. And so we had a local hardware store that sold ammunition. They had 22 long rifle rimfire ammunition. There was one guy in there who would actually sell it to me. Of course, again, to buy ammo for a handgun, you had to be 21. For a long gun, you had to be 18, and I was 12. Nobody else would sell it but this one guy. So every time we'd go into the hardware store, I'd look for this guy. If he was there, I'd say, give me a box of, 22. And at the time, I was buying them in 100 rounds at a time. I don't even know where they had the 500-round bricks at that time or not. But anyway, that's how I'd get my ammo. But so I bought my first rimfire gun, mail order catalog, Montgomery Ward's, when I was 12 years old. And had a blast. No, I did not shoot myself in the eye, thankfully, or any other body part. If you listen to my BB gun story, you know I shot my own self in the eye, and we shot each other everywhere all the time. Now, there was one instance when I was out farming. I would have probably been 14 or 15 at the time, because that's about when we started going out on the farm and farming, where we were on our own. You drive out there, you farm all day, you come back in. We'd farm, we'd go out at sun up, come in at sundown. I always like to take a lunch at 2 or 3 in the afternoon, because that kind of split it up. We'd take our lunch out there. I would try to wolf down my lunch in about 3 minutes. That way I'd have more time to go shoot my rifle. And there was an old grain bin where we had parked. And so I had laid my rifle over the bed, over the hood of the pickup. Was shooting this grain bin. And I have never had this happen since then in all of my shooting. But I fired that. You could hear it ding the grain bin, and then you hear the ricochet. I mean, it was like, perfect movie sound. Zing! Zzz. And I like hear it getting closer, and then thunk. It lands right beside me. Now, if it would have hit me in the head or something, it wasn't, at that point, it wasn't a little, shoot, I don't even know, 40 grain bullet. It wasn't going very fast, so it wouldn't have done anything. But I was able to reach down and pick up the piece of lead. So, I don't know. I just thought that was kind of crazy. Never had that happen since then or before then. But I used to keep that rifle on the tractor with me. And so when you're driving the tractor, of course, we didn't get even cabs on our tractor till a little bit later. We finally got a cab on there, no air conditioning. So you run doors open, windows wide open. I'd prop that gun up in the corner of the cab so I could shoot things. And so you'd be driving along, and then you see a little rabbit, sprint over there and just freeze. Of course, they're going to freeze because they don't want any motion or movement, because that's how a hawk or something would pick them up and zero in on them. So I could just step on the clutch, pick up my rifle, pop the rabbit, take off, and go down the field again. I'd shoot rabbits all day long. Shot a few birds out there. So anyway, thanks, Kevin, Louisiana Pipe Guy 1965, for reminding me of the Montgomery Wards and the ordering, and that reminded me of this little story. So I may label this as a childhood story. I don't know. But that's what it reminded me of, and I'll catch y'all next time.